In the next 15 minutes, I'm going to give you some very, very powerful questions that will help you to deal with difficult situations in your life. Whenever you feel stuck, when you feel restless, when life seems to give you bad options, these questions will free you up. Now, the thing is, most people do not suffer because life has no possibilities. They suffer because they have been trained to ask small questions. Now, the usual questions we ask: why is this happening to me? What's wrong with me? Why can I never get it right? Why are people like this? Why is life so difficult? Just notice something. The mind is going to answer only the question that it is given. So if you ask a jail question, the mind will build a jail for you. If you ask a possibility question, then possibilities and options will appear for you. So life is not, shaped by your choices alone. It is shaped by the questions behind the choices that you make. Not a question like, how do I fix myself? But a different question, what else is possible here? Now that one question will change your life you cannot imagine. So stay with me, attentive, listening completely. Okay? And I will give you some questions. So what happens normally? See, when life becomes intense or difficult, people start becoming smaller. They contract. Their jaw tightens, their heart becomes defensive, and the mind goes into the survival mode. And in the survival mode, what is the mind asking them? How do I avoid this? How do I protect myself? Who is to be blamed? How do I get out of this quickly? Now, I'm not judging that. We all do it. It's called being human. See, survival questions might help you escape a tiger if he's attacking you. They don't help you to create a life. So life is created, guys, by different kinds of questions, different quality of questions. A possibility question that does not deny the pain. It does not pretend that everything is fine. It simply refuses to hand over the power to the problem. That is important. So a possibility question is not foolish positivity. It is called intelligence. It is called intelligent openness to receive from the universe. So what it says is, yes, it is happening. This is going on. And I wonder what else might be available that I'm not seeing as yet. Now this comes from trusting providence, trusting the universe that every situation that is sent to us is sent to us to make us a better version of ourselves. So operating from there, the question comes. So remember one thing. If life was a room, then conclusions will shut the doors. The right questions will open the door. So what does the conclusion say? Conclusion say, this is what is there. This is the kind of person I am. Or my relationship is over. The opportunity is gone. The pain means I cannot move. This age means it's too late. So the questions, what will they say? Really? Is this true? Is it always true? Yeah. What else might be there which I have not seen? What else can be created now? You can feel the difference between the two types of questions. One kind of question leads to a conclusion. One kind of a question is reaffirming a conclusion. Another kind of question is opening up possibility. One shrinks your world and the other one expands it. And the funny part is, many of us are judging and conclusion making machines. And we have a lot of loyalty to conclusions because conclusions make us feel safe. Yeah. Familiar pain, feels better than unfamiliar pain. Conclusion allows you to remain grounded in the familiar. So we keep on asking questions that will confirm the past. Why did this happen again? Why do I attract the same thing? Why does nobody understand me? This is like telling you, the world or the universe to show you the same movie again and again. Who would like to see? Okay, maybe if you like the movie very much, you may see it twice or thrice. I saw Sholay 10 times though. So here's the turning point. What if, now listen to this carefully, what if the quality of your future depends less on having the right answers and more on having the courage to ask better questions? Which is better? Not louder questions, but better questions. So let me give you some questions that create possibilities. 7 major questions, okay? So the first one, what else is possible here that I have not considered as yet? This is the master key, all right? Use it whenever you feel trapped. Now, when the mind says, these are the only options, use it when you are emotionally bombarded. Use it in business, use it in parenting, use it in health, use it in money. Use it when you're bored. So in most situations, the problem is not that there are no possibilities. The problem is that you are not able to see the possibilities. It breaks you out of that hypnotized state. Question number 2. Very important question again. What am I making this mean? So whatever is happening, you are making it mean something. So ask this, what am I making this mean? This one is gold. When we attach meaning, the suffering is not from the event itself, but from the meaning that we are stuck. The meaning that we are giving. It's like when someone doesn't call back, what does the mind say immediately? I'm not important, they don't care, they are ignoring me. Something is wrong. What are you making it mean? Maybe they're busy, maybe they're overwhelmed. So that's question number 2. What meaning am I giving to it? Question number 3. If I was not functioning from fear right now, what would I choose? Let me repeat this question, the third question. If I was not functioning from fear right now, what would I choose? See, fear is speaking very convincingly in the background, right? Sounds practical, etc. But fear gives only a very expensive choice. No? Don't speak, do not risk, do not ask, do not change, do not trust. Stay where you are, shrink your dream, reduce your voice. You want that? So if I was not functioning from fear right now, what would I choose? So you may get many different answers to that question in your mind. Question number 4. What can I learn from this situation without making myself wrong? What can I learn from this situation without making myself wrong? It will save a lot of suffering, believe me. A lot of people think that self-growth requires self-judgment. No, it does not. You may want to evaluate yourself, but it's not a judgment, right? You don't have to insult yourself in order to better yourself. So when something goes wrong, ask, what can I learn from this without making myself wrong? And you will see how the energy changes. Question number 5. What energy, space, and possibility can I be in this situation? It is an energetic question. Sometimes a situation does not need immediate analysis, no? It needs a different kind of presence. So just imagine, walking into a meeting and there seems to be tension all around. Everybody is tight. Everybody is defending. And when you ask yourself, what energy, space, and possibility can I be here now? You become a different invitation. You become more spacious, more grounded, more awake. And subtly, everything else around you also changes. Your presence itself, when you ask this question, makes the change in the room. So a peaceful person in a tense or chaotic room is not a small person, is the leader. Question number 6. What is right about this that I am not yet seeing? See, when situations happen, you may say that it's wrong or it's right? So instead of saying there's something wrong in this situation, the question to ask is, what is right about this that I am not yet able to see? Now, it does not mean that every painful thing is pleasant. No. I'm not saying getting hurt is a good thing. I'm saying that whatever is happening, pain or no pain, may be carrying for you a learning or a gift that you have never unpacked as yet. Sometimes you just need to be jolted out of that situation. Maybe the delay is protecting something. Maybe the disappointment. Yeah, that's one of the things you may be feeling. Na? Maybe that is redirecting your life. Maybe the discomfort that you are feeling is revealing where you abandoned yourself. Maybe a conflict is showing you a truth that you can no longer ignore. So these questions will soften the resistance. Okay. Question number 7. What would I love to create from here? Good one. What would I love to create from here? This is the situation. What would I love to create? So don't ask questions like, how do I survive this? Don't ask things like, how do I get back to normal? Don't ask questions like, how do I make sure it never happens again? The question you ask is, what would I love to create from here? If there is a heartbreak, you say, from this heartbreak, what would I love to create? From this confusion, what would I love to create? From this stress, what would I love to create? From this empty feeling, what would I love to create? Even from success, From this success, what would I love to create next? Now, let me give you a warning lovingly. If you use these questions only as words, you will definitely get some value. But if you use these questions as a way of being, your life will become different. It will start opening up in different and very surprising ways. But something, a real question is asked from openness. You cannot demand, to the universe, come on universe, answer me now. No, it comes from openness. It comes from, I'm willing to see more than I have ever seen. That kind of an attitude. I'm willing to receive more than I've received. I'm willing to be bigger at this moment. So I'll give you a little experience I had. I remember speaking to someone who felt completely stuck in a career situation. Very capable person, very sincere person. But every sentence that he would speak would have a conclusion in it. Yeah, there is no opportunity here. My age is against me. My confidence is gone. No one values experience anymore. It's too late. He would say these kind of sentences. These are not only observations, these are conclusions, these are walls. So I did not try to motivate the person, I simply invited one question. And the question was, what else is possible here that you have never considered so far? There was silence, so I asked him again, what else is possible here that you have not considered as yet? There was silence. So I asked him another question. If you were not functioning from disappointment, my friend, what else would you choose? And at that moment, his energy changed. Not because the world had changed, but because something inside had changed. Within days, what happened, person had not solved the whole life, but he had taken some 3 new actions. He reached out to people, he updated something, started a new conversation, explored a path that had not even been visible to him earlier. Like, oh, I can do this also. Oh, I can take this also. Now everyone pause, take a deep breath, relax your jaw, drop your shoulders a little, and ask one question. What else is possible here? Don't rush to answer. Breathe into it. What else is possible here? Then ask another question. What would I choose if I was not using this moment to prove some old story? It's beautiful because many of us are not living in the present. We are using the present to prove the past right. To prove that I'm not enough, to prove that people leave, to prove that life is hard, to prove that money is difficult, or some people try to prove that love is unsafe, rest is laziness, etc., etc. Hello? The present is not the courtroom for the past, okay? The present is an opportunity to create more, okay? So let us do a very short reset together. So again, take in a deep breath. Let it out very slowly. Yeah, feel your feet pressing on the ground. Relax your face. No need to solve your whole life in this moment. Now quietly ask yourself, what am I aware of that I have been refusing to acknowledge? What am I aware of that I have been refusing to acknowledge? What am I making this mean? What meaning am I giving to it? What else is possible here? If I was not functioning from fear, what would I choose? What can I learn here without making myself wrong? What energy, space, and possibility can I be now? What would I love to create from here? Now, relax and notice. Don't force yourself, just notice. Do you feel lighter? Do you feel more space? Do you feel less trapped? That is the power of a good question. So the real secret is this: possibility is not first a circumstance, it is a state of openness. Two people can save this, they can face the same situation. One will ask, why is this ruining my life? Another one will ask, what can be created from here? Same event, different future. Now guys, this does not mean that you will never feel sad or angry or tired or confused. You are human. Feel what you feel. Don't try to resist it. Don't try to push it away. But do not build your home inside a conclusion. Notice the emotion, learn from the emotion, and then ask the big question, that is maturity. So guys, today I want you to remember, you're not as stuck as you think. You may be simply one courageous question away from a very different possibility. So remember to ask the right questions. I've given you the question. So today, breathe deeply, and in moments of contraction, ask what else is possible here. If you keep doing it, I promise you, you will live a life of ease, joy, and glory. For you, every experience will be an opportunity to create a new version of yourself. How wonderful is that? So thank you very much. And if you guys like this session, please do share it. And please do share about the Empowering Morning Conversation.